What's up? It's the Third Down Conversation, your place for sports and entertainment. I am your host, D Turnip Seed, and on today's episode, is the NBA getting too much negative criticism? Why does sports media have so much control over player legacies? And lastly, should we show more appreciation to this current era of the NBA? I'm going to jump into all that. And as you know, I'm real, I'm authentic, and I'm always in context. Let's ride.
Considered, one of the possible future faces of the league. Was being the face of the league something that you actively wanted, or was it something that everyone else decided for you? And what has that responsibility meant to you?
No, Ann already said he don't want it.
I know.
Yeah, Ann said he ain't trying to deal with it. And Channing Frye said it the other day too. It's unfortunate, but I don't know why do you want to be the face of a league when all the people that that cover our game and talk about our game on a day-to-day basis on everybody? That responsibility, it's just weird. It's weird energy from the people that I don't know. But Channing, he said it. He said it perfectly. Couldn't have said it no better. But Ant said he don't want it. Obviously I didn't ask for it. But.
So you just heard a clip from LeBron James speaking on why no one wants to be the face of the league. But before I jump into that, that's something I got to address first. LeBron stated in that clip he did not ask to be the face of the league. They say LeBron be capping, and boy, he's capping on this one. Dude has chosen one tattooed across his back like a nameplate. He chose number 23. He adopted Michael Jordan's pregame powder toss. And he embraced the nickname King James. That's like asking your significant other, are you hungry? They say no. Your food arrives and they spend the whole time eating off your plate. Dude clearly wanted to be the face of the league. And that's okay. Embrace that. Now that that's out of the way, LeBron is continuing to talk about in that clip what Channing Frye brought up. I've got a previous episode talking about NBA nostalgia, which is what Channing Frye was hitting on a little bit, but there was a bigger point to what he was trying to explain. And LeBron has continued to, expand and expound on the things that Channing Frye was saying. And pretty much what they're both are saying is, the way the game is covered today, too much criticism, too much negativity around the game. In the world of professional sports, praise and criticism, they work in tandem. If you're getting a lot of praise, you better believe criticism is around the corner. In general, that's just how life works. Sure, criticism can be a bit extreme. We've all seen some extreme versions of, criticizing a player's play, and it just goes a little too far. But when players are overly praised, we don't see the player saying, hey, that's too much praise. Y'all give me too much credit. We don't hear that. And why would we? Praise feels awesome. Criticism, on the other hand, it causes you to self-reflect. Kobe will use it as motivation. MJ will use it as motivation. And I'm pretty sure LeBron James uses it as motivation. However, two things can be true. Can criticism be too much and over the top? Yes. But is criticism also necessary? Yes. Think about it. The NBA is a product that they want consumers to buy. So, in essence, it's a product. So let's look at it through that lens. If I bought a product and it's not living up to my standard, of what I think it should be, then I got a right to complain. I got a right to express my grievances. And as the person selling the product, I shouldn't say you're ungrateful or you're being unappreciative. I mean, what's that old saying? The customer is always right. The NBA should adopt that Chick-fil-A motto. It's my pleasure. Now, don't get me wrong. Some criticism is too far. Some goes over the top. But if I'm consuming a product and I'm like, hey, they shoot too many threes, or hey, they're not playing any defense, that's well within bounds. I mean, LeBron himself said teams are taking too many threes. Kendrick Perkins recently said that people are becoming too comfortable criticizing the league and disrespecting the league. And he probably has a point about that. He probably has a point. But I can make an argument that the league disrespect started with the players. Load management. Imagine taking your family to an NBA game. Your kid is dying to see Steph, KD, LeBron. You get to the game, you got your sign, you got your jersey, and their favorite players in street clothes. And they're not playing due to load management. Y'all gonna have a similar stat line tonight. Wells Fargo don't care about load management. Regions, they don't care about load management. That money gone. I can't get that back. What about the All-Star game and what it has become? The NBA is trying everything to keep that weekend exciting and entertaining for the fans. They're going through all kind of extremes. Next thing they're going to try is a one-on-one tournament, possibly. So when we talk disrespect, it ain't just people that's criticizing it. It ain't just fans dumping on the league. The players have played a role in that as well. I hope you guys enjoyed that first segment. And if you haven't had a chance, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And a 5-star review will sure help a brother out. Remember, shows will drop every Tuesday. And follow me on socials at the Third Down Conversation. Now let's continue the show and jump into segment number 2.
You can't be the juror and the judge. You can't make the rules of Michael Jordan's 6 rings. Because when Michael Jordan was Michael Jordan, he didn't have 6 rings yet. Right? That's what he finished with. But when he was idolized, he only had 1 or 2. So what's happening is you're looking at the resume that you guys put out there. And you're saying, okay, you need 6 rings. Right? You got to get the 6 rings. Okay, I got to get the 6 rings. Now I need to make a decision to go here and get these rings because I can't get it here. So now they're sacrificing individual awards to get these rings. Then you say, well, you don't have the individual awards. You can't get no scoring titles. He has 10. He has 10 scoring titles. You can't do that. So he gets penalized there because he doesn't have these accolades. Then what ends up happening is if you have a player that's saying, okay, let me get these scoring titles, you're like, oh, you're selfish. Yeah, you're selfish, yeah. Man, that's pointless stats, meaningless stats. So there's this game that's being played here.
You just heard a clip from Gilbert Arenas. And what he's speaking on is how sports media moves the goalposts. I have done a previous episode about Kobe Bryant and his lack of MVPs due to sports media. And this is just more to how sports media controls players' legacies. As Gilbert stated, you can't be the juror and the judge. If a player chases rings, the media would say, he's lacking in accolades. If a player chases accolades, the media would say, he's not a winner. Now, I don't believe LeBron is a GOAT. I don't believe Kobe is the GOAT. I will give the nod to MJ, but I can also see why Kobe or Bron will never be considered the GOAT. And that's because sports media controls it. They flat out robbed LeBron of being the defensive player of the year. In 2013, Marc Gasol won defensive player of the year. Many believe, including me, that it should have been LeBron James. Here's proof. LeBron James was named first team all defense, while Marc Gasol was named second team all defense. I mean, that's a blatant robbery. How is the defensive player of the year on the second team? Like, make that make sense. And we all know Kobe should have more than one MVP. All these things are controlled by sports media. They all vote on it. And as I stated in my Kobe Bryant episode, check it out. It's a good episode, by the way. But as I stated in that episode, why are players' legacies in the hands of people who have the power to hate them? Here's another example of how sports media has impacted a player's legacy. Steph Curry, clearly the best player on that Warriors team when they won their first championship, without question. But that finals, they give the finals MVP to Iguodala. And we all know, as casual fans, we all know that Steph is the best player in their team, that Steph was the driving force, that he should have got that finals MVP. But the fact that the media gave it to Iguodala, all of a sudden everybody's questioning Steph as the main guy. And then he goes back with KD and they win some more, and it's like, well, he didn't get the finals MVP. As though like it didn't count. Then he goes again and finally wins it, gets his MVP, and he's so emotional about it, screaming, what are they going to say now? Because when they talked about him all the time, they was like, well, he don't have any finals MVPs. And he doesn't have any because of the media. Like, that's nuts that they have that kind of power over a player's legacy. And they shouldn't have it. I mean, when you think about it, a lot of these sports media individuals, they went to school for journalism. They learned how to write compelling stories. But as far as watching the game, there's no major, there's no minor for that. We can all watch the game and see, yeah, it's that guy. But they don't care about that. They care about stories, drama. Please remember to like, subscribe, follow, drop a comment, leave a review. 5 stars, please. Remember, shows will drop every Tuesday, and I want you guys along for the ride. And also follow me on social media, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, at the Third Down Conversation.
We have to just accept the era that we came up in and played, right? Respect the era that we grew up on, right? Respect the game that we grew up on. Respect the players we grew up on. I just think we so stuck into this, you got to pick a side generation in this era where as though we can't appreciate two GOATs at the same time. It's so MJ versus Bron or Bron versus Kobe, and who's the GOAT, who's the best. Like, so now you gotta, if I say one is the best, then everybody else gonna say, nah, I'm lying. Yeah. So that's the culture that we actually in.
That was a clip from Carmelo Anthony from his podcast, 7 a.m. in Brooklyn. It's a good pod. You should check it out. Melo's right. And I'm guilty of this. Like, I think we get so caught up in making whoever we feel should be the GOAT that we lose sight of the era that we're currently in. It's not about picking a side. this is what this whole GOAT debate has become. It's become politics. And everybody's picking a side. I'm over here. I'm over here. This guy isn't the GOAT because he don't have MVPs. Well, this guy isn't the GOAT because he went and joined Miami. Well, this guy isn't the GOAT because he played with Scottie Pippen the whole time. It's something. But here's the beauty of it. It's something against all three of them. Yeah, I'm saying 3 Kobe in it. But it's something against all three of them. So why not just appreciate all of them? Why not show that admiration for all of them? And as humans, it's hard for us to appreciate other humans. Just naturally, it's just not in us. It's not in us. We're not built that way. That's why we need Christ. Melo he's spot on. I mean, think about LeBron James. He's 6'9". He's a point guard. Can pass the ball better than anyone that I've seen. He's 40 years old, averaging 25, 7, and 8. That's crazy. Yes, the defenses aren't as good. Yes, the floor is spread out. But he's 40 and still playing at a very high level. Easily top 10. Easily top 10. Kevin Durant, a 7-foot shooting guard that can handle the ball, that can pull up from 30 and get to the cup. I think the chances are slim to see another Kevin Durant and another LeBron James. Very slim. Steph Curry, 6'3" point guard that's really a shooting guard. He is the greatest shooter ever. He revolutionized the game. We have to show these guys appreciation. Russell Westbrook, the passion and the energy he plays with, that's clearly being displayed when he's on the floor. That guy deserves appreciation. So we have to get out of this culture of not appreciating these guys. And I do believe it's sports media's fault. Yeah, I got a bone to pick with sports media. They just, it's just a narrative they create that I just, We also have to get out of the business of comparing eras. I think that's so pointless. Like the 80s, 90s, 2000s, the 2020s, the 2010s. Comparing those eras, I think, are pointless because the game continues to change. How it's played, how it's called. So why compare them? This whole I'm done with the 90s and all that stuff was just, it didn't make sense. But it all stemmed from the fact that the 90s was attacking, this new age of basketball. The new age had to fight back. But again, comparing eras, pointless. Show more appreciation to those eras because they got the game where it is today. Show more appreciation to the current players because these guys are one of a kind. If you want to compare players and eras, I'm cool with that. That's just talking ball. We don't have to cut one player down to lift another player up. Even though I'm guilty of that at times, I admit that. I can admit that. I try to do better. I probably fail, but I will say in all seriousness that we for sure need to show more appreciation to the players in the NBA currently. This has been the Third Down Conversation. I am D Turnipseed. Jesus loves you, and I'm out. Peace.